Well, folks, we are camped and set up. The boy is playing with his ball, and we will explore this area. We are in Munising, Michigan. M-U-N-I-S-I-N-G. And it is the base for the Picture Rocks cruises and Picture Rocks National Seashore. So we're going to explore a lot of that and hope to take you along. And the other thing I think we're going to do is we had a pasty, the great UP specialty food of the area. And I'm not sure it's all that special, but it's basically a pot pie and a handheld crust. So, but every YouTuber I've watched when I was researching coming up here goes to Muldoon's and says they're the best. Well, I had a Muldoon's and I don't think they're the best. So we're going to try some other pasties in other places. And we've gone to a couple of places, the Visitor Bureau, the Cruise Center, the National Forest, the National Park Service, and asked them who they like for the best pasties. And we're going to try them. So the actual inhabitants of the UP are going to tell me where the best pasties are, and we're going to show you. So it's not an advertisement. It's not sponsored or anything like that. It's just where the best tasting pasties are. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the Picture Rock cruise. We're doing that tomorrow at 4 o'clock. We ought to have awesome sun. It's going to be a nice day, and we'll see what kind of pictures the sunset, late afternoon sun shows on the rocks, because that's what the story is. It's the best time. It's also about $52. So stay tuned, or he eats my foot. I think we'll take a quick walk through the campground to show you where we are. It's pretty basic. It's a primitive campground, vault toilets, just big open spaces. We have a really nice site. It's really private. I mean, there are campers all around us, but we've got really thick brush, and it's kind of nice. So we'll show you what we got, and give you, if we see better campsites than others, we'll give you that list. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a second. So, in case I didn't mention it, we are at Bay Furnace campsite in Christmas, Michigan. And we're right across the street from the Christmas Casino. And this is a National Forest campground. And it's pretty basic. It's, you know, open sites with nothing. Now, my site's pretty nice. I'm way back there. Lots of room. And I'm pretty private. I did have full sound when I got here. So the solar's almost fully redeemed. It was at, I think, 80 something. It's now 94. So that's a good day of solar. Here is the map of the campground. And we're on this loop. We're on 46. 45 across from me is about the same. 47 is kind of an open side of the road thing. My site is right next to a beautiful, fairly new vault toilet. And these vault toilets are not what I'm used to in vault toilets. These are like a permanent porta potty. They're all fiberglass inside. They're very clean, very nice. Lots of room for a wheelchair or whatever. And they don't smell or do anything. They've got the nice stacks on them. They're real easy to keep clean and nice. This is 49. It's a pull through on the side of the road, and it's just all open. And this is 50. I think that's the last. I think it goes 1 to 50. I think that's all the sites. Here is the dump station. It's just as you come in, it's just an open area. And that's number 1. That's a nice deep site like mine. Here's a big old chieftain on site 2. That's a big deep site with lots of privacy. Here's number 3. Another great big deep site with lots of privacy. It's got 3 little tents on it. Here's 4, and it's open for the night. It's a very uneven site. It's got lots of ruts and holes and pots in it and everything else. There's 5, which is all grass, which is really nice, but it's got no privacy. It's just out there. If you don't need privacy, it's a real nice site because it's all grass. Here's 6 and 7 on the other side with a nice airstream, little shade in the afternoon, little sun in the afternoon. Here's 8, I guess, is our host. Now, if you want a lakeside site, here's site 9. Aquila wants a lakeside site. This is number 10. It's pretty short, but it's right on the lake. It's got a tent, 2 small chairs on it. This is site 12, and this is a huge site, but it's got a lot of trees. If you've got an RV, you better be real good at parking it. And you won't have room for your slides, I'll bet. But it's got a lot of room under these beautiful, I think these are red pines. It's 13, but it's just hard to get an RV in them. Mostly tents. Here's 14. It's got a spot for a tent. Here's 15. He's got his Class C Mini in there. And I guess this is 16 with a tent back in there. 16's got a nice long driveway with plenty of space in the back, but it's mostly tent. Now 18's a great big wide, not real private, but a lot of room and not very level. I don't think I'd pick that one. There's 17, pretty nice, pretty level. This is 19 with the little tab. 20 is a nice big site. You got not a lot of privacy there. You can see all the way through the woods. 21's pretty nice. It's a big site. It's got the table on the right side. It's 25. That's a huge site that I don't know where it goes. It seems to go way over there. 26, pretty nice, kind of buried in the woods. And 27, which is a lot more private and very nice. It's not very level though. Here's 28. 28 is a nice private site, though probably on the back you can see stuff. This is 29. Here's 30, which is a short, but it's kind of wide. It's L-shaped, and it's probably great for a short RV because it's on the right side. Your fireplace and your picnic table are on the right side. 31, pretty nice. A lot of room there. 32, ooh, I thought 32 was empty, but that's a nice far back camper, perfect RV site. Look at that. That goes way back in there. Got picnic table on the right side and everything. That's pretty nice. Fortunately, his solar panel needs to move. 35, a big open site. This is 36 in the woods. 37. Open tonight, it looks. That's a nice site. It's got a load of firewood sitting there. 39. Nice site. Not too level. Pretty dusty, dirty. And 45 is across from me. And it's a real nice big site with a lot of privacy. My site, the only thing wrong with my site is I've got the water spigot. This is Muldoon's Pasties. I assume that this guy eats pasties.
Hi there.
Hi! Do you know where I can get a pasty around here?
Yeah, across the street.
Yeah? Thanks. Do you guys make these things for everybody in town? Or does everybody make their own?
Well, there's another pasty shop downtown, but pretty much
You only have a few people that make them at home now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. I guess I'll take a chicken one today.
Okay. Do you want gravy for it?
Yeah, 'cause it's on the side, right?
Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
you.
Have a good day.
You too. We went and bought a pasty. Now, I really think this is kind of like a gimmick more than anything else. But we're going to try it and find out. They say these weigh a pound, which they certainly do feel like a pound. We got a chicken, not the traditional, but it looks kind of like hash and a loaf of bread. Not the most enticingly edible looking thing. It's actually pretty good. The crust is just really, really thin. And it's not super moist. It's not drippy like fast food stuff, but it's pretty moist. And you can taste the onion and carrots and rutabaga and everything in it. I'm going to try it with a little gravy. I don't think their gravy is very good. I think their gravy comes from something not chicken. I think this was pretty good. It's definitely a filling meal. It's not really like a pastry or something. It's not really like a pot pie, which is all fluid and stuff. But it's pretty good. I think it's definitely a decent meal for, I think it was $11. So we decided to go and get a takeout pasty and eat it in the woods. There's all these trails, these forest trails that people zoom around on four-wheelers, side-by-sides, whatever you want to call them. And so we've been bopping around on them a bit during the day because of the wind so bad. In the woods it's not totally bad. Maybe you can hear how the trees are rubbing and squeaming and all that, but we're gonna have dinner here. We got from the Bear's Den on Route 28, which goes from Munising to Sault Ste. Marie. Munising's about the halfway point, I think. No, leave it for me. And he's been in the car while I've been editing. So we're gonna sit here and have a pasty. Every YouTuber I looked at to plan this trip said that Muldoon's was the place to get a pasty. But this is the Bear's Den. I don't want to drop this. If I drop this, it's going to be ugly. It's got a chicken on it because it's a chicken pasty. Muldoon's doesn't have that. They did give us silverware, plasticware to use. Muldoon's didn't give us anything. They pulled the pasty out of a warming oven and threw it in a bag and gave it to us. So here is from the Bear's Den. And I'll tell you, it smells fantastic. It's much hotter than Muldoon's. Muldoon's was just barely warm. This is much nicer. It's a little moister. And it really shows on the crust. The crust is a little, not soggy, but it's moist. The other thing Muldoon's gave me is, I think they charged me $1.50 for a little tiny cup of something they called gravy. And it tasted awful. It was like, it wasn't gravy in my book. It was some kind of a starchy paste that had a yellow color to it. I think it must have been gravy from a jar. So my vote definitely for the Bear's Den. It's 11 miles to Munising. I think it's 8 miles to the Picture Rocks. This is really good. This is much better than the one I had yesterday. No matter what they tell you, the way to eat these is really with a fork. But I'm not that kind of person. These would be worth learning how to make. They're really good. No, get out of here. Get in the car. And apparently the little furry one thinks this is a better pasty too, because he wasn't sure he could eat it because it was so good. He took a mouthful of it, chewed it up, and looked at me like, did I just eat your dinner? This is the picnic Picture Rocks cruise boat and the happy people coming off it and getting ready to go on it. They go out and come back pretty quick. Way down there is Picture Rocks. And we're going to take the cruise tomorrow. And he's going to hang out in the kennels. If it's any serious weather at all. But today, Memorial Day, or Labor Day, it's way too crowded. The cruises are packed because they didn't have it yesterday because it was awful weather. There is a stick and there is a dog waiting for me to get the stick. Now watch this. I'll go near the stick and he's got it. And you can see here, it gets deep real fast. The sandbar goes over there and out there, but it isn't right here. It gets deep real fast. I don't know how deep this could be, but there's ducks out there. You know, I think if you piled this all up like they do in California and lit it on fire, it'd make one hell of a bonfire on the beach. I doubt that this all came yesterday, but boy, I'll tell you, the wind and the waves were incredible yesterday. As I said, they had to cancel all the cruise ships and kayaks and everything else, so this is a lot of driftwood. Well, I threw the stick out there. It's my fault. That's pretty cold water though. Lake Superior is much colder than any other lake. Now he's got 2 sticks. He's not sure which one he likes the best. Shake. Good boy. He's got to be pretty careful to stay in the channel or he'll be on that sandbar. There's a lot of people walking out today. It's a busy day. Busy day. This is the Miners' Castle parking. And of course, it's a fee area. So you're supposed to pay. But I've got the old people's pass, so I don't have to. They have really nice bathrooms. Alright, so this is the view. That's the Miners' Castle. It looks like it's seen a little erosion in the past 100 years. And the Picture Rock shore, which is not all that picturesque, but the water is beautiful. Just a light breeze off the water. Really nice. It's about 65 degrees. All right, for you guys, we're going to the lower overlook, 1,000 feet that way. I don't know, the camera doesn't like it. If I put my hand over the lens, then it doesn't focus very well. But can you imagine what it was like when this lake was actually this tall? When it came all the way up to there? It's impressive. Well, it's a lot of crawling down and then crawling back up. So, for you guys, I guess I'll do it. But just remember I did it. Well, the trip down wasn't bad. It's just a lot of back and forth, back and forth. But this is a huge platform. They must figure that a couple hundred people come down here at a time. But that's the Miner's Castle. Two little rocks by themselves. And I guess the sign said they were used to be a lot taller and a lot more to them. But, you know, in 100 years, they can wear down. I'm impressed that there's no garbage all around. There's a hat down at the bottom there, but it's pretty clean for Americans. There goes a cruise ship. We just missed it. They really move. It's a fast cruise. Looking away across the bay at the actual pictured rocks. I think they go 15 miles up the bay. And we'll get a better look on the cruise. I don't see any kayaks out there today. The eroded rock formations are all around this. Are pretty cool. I mean, you get to see what the real composition of the rock is, and you know, this is all built up sand, or maybe it's original eroded sand, but pretty cool. These are pretty good questions. You know, why is this rock interesting? And well, you probably can't read this unless you pause, but you know, all the different layers really represent time gone by. Well, we're gonna go there and we're gonna like it. Okay, we are going to the Miners Falls after going to the Miners Castle, and I told him he could come along if he behaved, and he's doing very well. You see that look? He didn't like being left for the Miners Castle. But this is not as crowded because it's a fairly long hike. I think it's a mile and a half, maybe 3 miles total. So it is a hike. And you know, most people don't know how to go farther than from their car door to their home door. So they don't hike anymore. There's just some strange people that want to hike the Appalachian Trail or across the country on the North Country Trail. So this is a nice path, though. A lot of neat plants. There's these are Solomon seal. That's the true Solomon seal. All right, got to the overlook to the Miners Falls. Oh, looks like a pretty neat falls. We passed. There's a lot of steep stairs and a lot of people. Trying to figure out if there's any dogs down there. There doesn't seem to be any dogs down there. We'll wait for these people coming up to get by us, though. Miners Falls and the morons that have to climb down. Well, folks, I guess we're going to have to end this video on a beautiful waterfall. I had hoped to do a third pasty evaluation, but the place that I went that everybody kind of told me were probably the best pasty was a grocery store in Alpine or whatever it's called. I'll put it up top. But anyways, we went by there. I was told by another grocery store that they cook them in the morning and keep them warm until about 4:30, 5 o'clock when they run out. And so we went there in the morning around 9 o'clock. We were leaving town, going to the next campsite. Stopped in and they were making them. And I said, you don't have any yet? And they go, well, it'll be another hour before we get them in the oven and 40 minutes to cook them, and then we want them to sit at least 30 minutes before we sell them to make sure they're all okay. And so we couldn't wait. So we did not taste the best pasties in all of the UP. We are now down in Wisconsin, and this is a pretty nice campground down here. This is the, come on, get up on the table. Get up here and get it. Come on, good boy. Come on, get it. Okay, now get off the table. So we are at Boulder Lake in Wisconsin. It is a Forest Service campsite amongst, I think there's 7 or 9 in this general forest, this big forest. This is the only one with hot showers and electricity. So all the rest are pretty primitive vault toilets and all that. So this is a real pleasure being here after being with no hot showers for the last 2.5 weeks. We did use a shower in the trailer, and that was an experiment in trying to keep the water from flowing outside the trailer. It's got a curtain that I just don't know how to use yet. I'm gonna try to fix it up with some magnets to seal it up. But anyways, we got a lot more coming up. We got we're headed home through Illinois, and we're actually watching Florine is the hurricane down in the Gulf of Mexico, and we might meet up with that as we come through Tennessee. So follow and see if I survive the hurricane that comes ashore. But thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up. He's as much the part of the video as I am. He's just afraid to get in the camera. Give me that ball. Give me that ball. And we hope to see you on the next video. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.